Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Nachwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach, just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I have a copyright disclaimer up. I want to play a quick video, copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so let's get this video on this lady right here. California mother started charging her unemployed daughter $300 rent after graduation and took her bedroom away. She looked like an Eve, too. She looked like she might be Northern Kingdom from the way she's talking. I'm going to play the video. It says, then she asks if she went too far. Hey, the way she kicking it in this video, it just shows you how bad women are doing. And they really need help. And since they don't have men to help, they're going to push it on the children to help. And it's always been that way anyway. I mean, you know, as children or, you know, young adults, you want to help your parents out, especially if you're still at the house. But the way she kicking it, you could tell ain't no man there. She not speaking of no, I spoke to my husband about this, none of that. Because the way she's talking, this young lady, her daughter might as well find her a husband. She'll be better off finding her a husband instead of, you know, trying to go to college and, you know, getting this fucking student debt loan and all that other shit. But let's play the video. You'll see what she has to say here. Let's see if we can get it. Here we go right here.
So am I in the wrong because after my daughter graduated high school, I told her she had to start paying $300 a month rent, and that was going to help with rent and utilities. The $300 was going to go to rent and utilities. And she is supposed to be going to college in the fall. But if she was going to be continuing living here, she needed to pay rent and utilities. She needs to help out. So she has yet to find a job still. So at this point, I'm not contributing to her food. I'm not contributing to her gas. The other day she asked to borrow money, and I told her I will add it to the back of her tab. So the $300 a month rent and the $30 I gave her for gas, I'm going to add that. So now she owes me $330, and I will continue to add on her tab until she pays it in full with her check. So I told her she better get out there applying jobs, and or when she gets her student money for school, her financial aid or her student loan that she has to take out a student loan, I expect her to pay her portion with some of that. So it's getting kind of crazy. I mean, I don't really know what to do. I don't know if I should put her out. I don't know if I should, you know, I've already taken her room away, so she now sleeps on the couch. But I mean, what else can you do at this point?
She going hard as hell. That's going pretty hard right there. She said she done took her room. She don't know if she gonna put her out. Hey, the chick, she waiting there, should have another, month or so, she'd be back in college. She'd be in school. You know, you couldn't let her relax and chill for those, you know, for the summer months and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, you could tell this is an Eve. You know, and Eve is, you know, they've been so at ease. Now, in this particular hookup, I don't know, that little thumbnail picture, it was a guy standing next to her. See right here? I don't know if y'all can see this right here. Right here, the little, her thumbnail, or her you know, her moniker, so to speak. That's a guy standing there. I'm not sure if it's her son, maybe it's a man, or whatever the case may be. But if so, he's probably not the father. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hey, this is tough shit. So I went through a few, you know, comments. You know, some people with it, some people not. And this is just the world that you're living in. You're living in a feminist world. Esau told you women that you can do it all on your own. And you can clearly see this lady right here, she can't, you know, because again, she talking about college. This chick might as well, if she's 18, she's better off finding her like a 30 to 40 year old. Now that may sound, to America's way, that may sound off, but if she's a decent looking young lady, if she found her a hardworking 30 to 40 year old, they would take very good care of her. You got, hey, this, guys of Northern Kingdom, man, them guys be getting paid. Shit, they do construction. They constantly working. They do lawn care. They do, got their own businesses a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? But somebody in their 30s to 40s, somebody that's not along her age range, because these young bucks along her age range, they ain't into shit but playing a fucking video game. They don't know anything about a family structure or anything about taking care of a household. Now, if she learned how to cook, if she learned how to clean, she learned how to keep house from this lady with all the fucking tattoos on her fucking chest, then she would be a good asset to a man. But here in the Americas, they're telling you that, you know what I'm saying, you can do it all by yourself. So, and that college degree shit ain't going nowhere. Not right now. America's done. All that trying to go to fucking college 4 years, then you talking about 4 more years for doctorates and all that. You can forget about it. America's not lasting that long. We pray that it don't. So let's just grab a couple of scriptures, man. I'm trying to, because this is just fucking crazy. She said she took took her daughter's bedroom away and got her sleeping on a fucking couch, bro. Boy, we living in some times, boy. One commenter said she should be living bill free. If she's continuing her education, she isn't your roommate, she is your child. Another said you are absolutely wrong. Nothing changed the day after high school graduation. One viewer noted $300 to sleep on a couch. No contact is coming soon. Well, shit, if she was paying $300 a month, can she ease her man in there? Is she like an adult in the house? Like, where, you say you got roommates and you want your own company to come over. I'm willing to bet you that woman wouldn't go for none of that. She's just like, oh, nah, you going to still do what the fuck I say, but you going to give me $300 a month. Which I guess that's nothing for, I think that's Cali that they're in. Says cut them some slack if their child was actively job searching and already enrolled in school for fall. Nah, well, hey, some people, you got Edomites that look out for their kids, man, all the way into their damn 60s. You got Edomite, so-called white people living in the attic or the basement of their mom's house with 3-4 kids because they had to come back home. You know what I'm saying? Because inflation is through the roof, rent is through the roof, car payments are through the roof, car insurance, you name it, schooling, everything is expensive as hell, bro. And in reality, she's not going anywhere for $300 a month. Ain't nowhere out here where she's going to pay $300 a month to and stay. There's no one's accepting $300 for rent. Your ass is $1,500 or better these days, and that's for a studio apartment or what, and especially in Cali, man. Anyway, so Salakia, I mean, it is what it is. She's just you can clearly see this lady is caught up. She's done. Let me just grab the scriptures though. I'm gonna get Isaiah 32. Matter of fact, we can get Isaiah 4 real quick because this is you see this is this scripture is coming to pass soon, man. And it's entitled "A Remnant Prepared." Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So you're gonna have 7 women out here. And that's just the number of completion. It's going to be far more women. You know what I'm saying? It could be 20 women coming after one dude. 30, 40 women coming after one dude. Because things are about to get that goddamn hard. If that lady had it like that, she wouldn't be doing that girl like that. Or that young lady like that. I can't even say a girl. Because by the time you were 18 in the ancient world, she would have had 5 or 6 kids by now. With a husband. Taking care of the house. Proverbs 31. Knowing how to sow, knowing how to deal with a garden, got a whole fresh garden in the back, going out getting fresh vegetables from the garden for dinner every day, buying a plot of land, dedicating her life to making her husband's life easier. You know what I'm saying? But see, you're living Esau. He fooled you into thinking that you can do it all by yourself, man. And since we here, let me go another chapter over, Isaiah 5:20. Because Esau told you this type of lifestyle was good. Now, this young lady, she's going to end up more than likely fucking pregnant. By some damn no good nobody. She's better off literally being given away to a man, you know, that's of age. Again, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in the ancient days, men were a lot older than the women. Women were, you know, 13, 12 to 13, 14 tops by the time they were given away by their father to their husband, which they were the property of their father first. Then they become the property of their husband secondarily, you know, in that new life. She's the property of that man. And that don't mean beat the shit out of her, you know, fuck her up and treat her all kinds of ways. You know what I'm saying? You know, she knew her part and the men knew their part. And it was really that simple. That's why Proverbs 22:6, it talks about training up a child in the way they should go. Even when I was younger, man, growing up in the South, the girls in the house, they learned how to be, I ain't gonna say that, you know, that I can't say that they learned how to be wives because they watched my grandmother and my grandfather, because I grew up with my grandparents. So my grandmother, she taught the girls in the house everything about women. My grandmother didn't go to work. She always, as a matter of fact, she reminded me of a Proverbs 31 woman. She always leased a field. She would lease a field every summer, and she would plant a couple of acres or whatever. And she knew how to, go sack it up, go to the Grady. You go and take it up to the city scales. They scale it, give you your money for the weight of, and that was a family business during the summer for us, because that was like some of my first jobs was working for my grandmother, and actually got paid shit cash every day. You know what I'm saying? Because she had that, she was a Bible woman. She kept the Sabbath, or what she thought was the Sabbath. She thought Sabbath was Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. She wore dresses. She didn't allow my aunties and my my girl cousins, my sisters and them to wear no pants and stuff like that. And she stayed in that church, man. It was a church right out behind. She gave a plot of land for a church to be built out in the back of our because we had quite a bit of land, and that church was on our land, so we would just have to walk to the back, basically, you know what I'm saying, down a little road, and we was at that church, you know what I'm saying. But she stayed there, man. She dedicated her life to that, even though it was all in the name of sweet white baby idolatrous Jesus. But she had a real zeal for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, just not according to knowledge. But saying all that to say this, the girls done work in the house. They didn't come outside and do work like that, but don't get me wrong, they did certain things. My grandmother, she would cut grass, but that was up to the boys, you know what I'm saying? We painted the house, we kept the yard clean, we kept all the things outside done overall, but she would show us how to do certain things. We had pear trees, plum trees, apple trees. We had all kinds of fruits and vegetable trees. We had our own big ass garden. We didn't go to the supermarket for anything. Kind of miss those days now, As a kid, you kind of complain and shit because it was work. We worked as kids. We learned, you know what I'm saying? I was a part of, learning how to be a man in life. And again, the women, they worked in the field along with us, you know what I'm saying, type of deal, picking things, and you getting the harvest together for the winter. You freeze everything up for the winter, after you done the harvest and stuff like that. I mean, it was like a biblical type of lifestyle, but that was what my grandmother did. She was a Proverbs 31 type of woman. She found opportunities to make money and brought it forth to the household. My grandfather, he never left the couch. My grandfather, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't going into the kitchen for nothing. His food was ready on time. If he wanted another beer, they was going to get it. He wasn't getting up off the couch and going to the kitchen to grab. No, I never seen my grandfather in the kitchen. I never seen him cooking nothing. I don't think he knew how to cook. If he did, I didn't know. I never seen him do nothing like that. He was never in the kitchen. And we wasn't allowed in the kitchen either. So again, now this is Isaiah 5:20, because this is Esau. He done flipped all that upside down. You're looked down upon if you're a woman today that's doing that kind of work. If you're a Proverbs 31 woman, in this day and time, you're looked down upon. And Esau will beat you down about that type of lifestyle. He don't want nothing to do with that, man. He don't want women to actually be women. He want them to be playing the role of a man. So this is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And bringing this scripture out, that's going off into Esau, he switches everything up. So if the Lord, says this should have salt, he would say, nah, this should have sugar. If the Lord said, this is up, he would say, nah, this is down. So whatever the Lord says don't do, he promotes doing. If the Lord says do something, he promotes not doing it. You can see it all on television. The Lord got a whole dietary law. The whole scriptures, the whole Bible is do's and don'ts. Do this, don't do that. It's no gray areas. But Esau, he goes totally against that, man. He done fucked you women up. You women are fucked. In these last days, you women are fucked, man. So let me get Isaiah 32:9. Y'all through, man. Cause the men not dealing with you no more. You lost out on that. I seen this video with this lady. She was talking about her. She was 52, and she still had all these stipulations for a guy. Like, bitch, you damn near out of here. 52. You out here with all these stipulations as if you fresh off the showroom floor with kids. Fuck out of here, man. You don't have no options like that no more, and especially not in these days. Cause even the young women, they not getting hollered at. So your ass not. Anyway, Isaiah 32 and verse 9. Yeah, that girl might as well. She's better off. I'm telling you, she's better off getting with it. And people will look down on that. I can't believe that you let her get with a 30-year-old. Hey, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old would be perfect for her ass, man. They already, will be somewhat of established. I ain't talking about like no little jitterbug. I'm talking about a dude that go to work every day. He handles his bills. He handles his business. He's got a good head on his shoulder. He's not a fucking crackhead. He's not spending all his money on weed, marijuana. He's not a crazy drinker. He's responsible. She'd be better off with somebody like that, man, in these days and times. Because you women, it's coming, I'm telling you, man, it's coming to a point where it's about to get real nasty for you women, because women are losing them food stamps now. This big, beautiful bill shit done kicked in. They losing this Medicaid, this Medicare. They're losing Section 8. You about to see a whole bunch of box selling out here. Because other than that, that young lady, she going to be selling some ass. So she's better off finding her a man. Or better off, a older guy. And see, they not instilled with that. Find you a man of age that will appreciate you, that'll take care of you. And when you do get him, you go in there and you go in there full charge with some fucking sense. You don't be out here with your ass hanging out. You go into that house you belong, you become his. You cherish him. You make him your Lord. And I'm willing to bet you he'll take very good care of you. That's even from some of these knuckleheads, man. But the men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? See, it's going to come down to a point where these women are going to be really after the men of the Lord, man. And the men of the Lord are going to be looking through you. Isaiah 32:9, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. What do you think mama been doing? What you think mama been doing? She got the chest all tatted up, them big ass eyelashes on. What you think she been doing? That she need to charge her daughter $300 a month, then throw her out. I can see you, okay, you charging $300 a month, but why throw her out of the bedroom? You got her ass on the couch. What, you about to rent her bedroom out? And I'm not sure if she's got other children. But verse 11, it says, tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. See? So it's high time to awake out of sleep and to repent, basically, to the Father, Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahushua, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And you see Northern Kingdom, they be real strong on sweet white baby Jesus. They real strong into that idol, man. Real strong into that idol. And you become American, that American lifestyle is no good for you women. It's no good for nobody, actually. Just be honest. It's no good. Esau done threw the men out of the homes. It's total chaos. This place people see this as being normal. They look at it as normal shit. Well, I'm going to get an education. I'm going to college. You know how many motherfuckers who done went to college that's sitting at home that can't get a fucking job in the careers they went to school for but still got all that goddamn debt? You better off, again, that she's better off at 18 getting with her an older guy. I'm telling you, an older guy, hey, they love them the little young spring chickens. They'll take care of your ass. She's better off getting her like a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, something like that. Again, somebody with his head on his shoulders. He may not look the best. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you got these women out here. Again, Esau, he done told you that a guy's supposed to, have this fucking surfer look. He's walking out of the ocean throwing his hair back with the six-pack. Or, some 6 foot tall, all these different stipulations that you women have that's just unrealistic. You done brought her up to go to college to get a third job. Because she gonna work. Motherfuckers in college, man, they working 3 jobs, trying to do the schooling thing, living out of a fucking car, eating ramen noodles. By the time they do get those little degrees, their health is so bad, it's crazy work. Then you stressed about paying back this fucking student debt loan all your damn life. By the time you turn 30, you still paying student debt by the time you turn 35, 40. Some of these people go out to their damn deathbed on student debt, man. So again, to keep her from going through all that, she might as well just go ahead and again get with an older guy, get married, and start a family, so to speak. I'm telling you, some of these guys, man, they'll take care of these little young. I've been seeing these little videos, and they got them off in let me see here. Let me go back, and I'm about to end out here because the same news break or whatever, right? Yeah, this crazy work here. Going into them comments is crazy too. But see, like, let me show you. Let me see if I can find something real quick. They got these little videos, these little shorts in here now, or maybe not. Sometimes they show them though. They had like these little clips right here. But they be having clips of these these younger chicks. You're like, yeah, I'm 20, but age is nothing but a number. I'm trying to deal. They basically letting the guys know, hey, I'm trying to deal with somebody in their 40s, but I'm 20 years old. Chicks that look like this little blonde bitch right here that's dancing. I'm surprised one of them didn't pop up because I normally always see them. Let me see though. Oh, that's the same one. That's the same thing. It's locked. Yeah, they be having them in these little short clips. These little chicks be talking about because they understand. And then they generally call them sugar daddies anyway. That's what they used to call them back in the days. Little sugar daddies. And that's what a lot of these women they got anyway. They got what they would call a sugar daddy. You might as well just go ahead and deal with an old nigga. But they want to basically live their life and play fucking games until whenever, until they hit the wall. That's basically what it is. That's pretty much about it though. I'm not going to take it too much further on this. I just seen that and I was like, damn, yeah, it's that goddamn bad. It's getting that bad. Well, these women are shit like that. You better push her to them streets. I'm sure some, yeah, I'm not seeing one of those little videos. And that's crazy because they normally pop up. They be in the feed and shit. Anyway, you get the point. Let me see though. I didn't want to really these comments on this shit because these people going hard. But this is that life, man. Let me see. Somebody says, so the moral of the story is the daughter probably never got a job in her life. The mother babied her until she was 18. So now on not knowing how bills work, mother seems to be a single parent, probably short on funding. and who's putting her through college is the mother. And people are saying she's pushing her out. Well, sometimes you gotta be pushed the baby bird out. Stop babying your kids, especially if they don't understand that you're on a tight budget. 18, you're an adult. Time to start learning about adult problems. Well, see, here in America, they're telling you that 18, you're an adult. You're a young lady soon as your flower comes on. Soon as you have a monthly. And even before then, you should be learning how to bake. You in the kitchen with your mother, learning how to cook. When I was growing up, man, it was nothing for my sisters, you know what I'm saying, should have a fucking a 6-course meal at the age of 8, 9, 10 years old. They know how to cook and shit from scratch. See? But that's just not shit that's taught these days. Shit, every woman, or you know, that was a woman's a fucking dream to get a fucking sewing machine for her birthday or for Christmas or some crazy shit. Women done things like that. These women are not, they're not taught to be wives, man. That's why when you brothers, you dealing with these women, you just better know that she's a bill. That's it. She's a bill. You go to work, you slave to keep her fucking ass happy. She's nagging you even while you doing every damn thing. And she's not rewarding you with nothing except for a fucking headache. And it just is what it is, man. But this is Esau's kingdom. You can't get around it. We call it like we see it, you know, and you know, we're hastening the day of our Lord so we can get the fuck out of this man's backwards ass bizarro kingdom, man. All right? Somebody said, what's wrong with an 18-year-old getting a summer job and helping with the rent? $300 is the deal. Says no, it's not when she hasn't found a job and is supposed to start college. Personally, I would leave and not look back. She is one of those parents and that only want to keep them alive till 18 and then get rid of them. She is a loving parent. She probably not, because you know, with the big beautiful bill now too, you don't get food stamps for these kids at 18 no more. They clipping that at 14 now. They clipping that at 14. I've been doing lessons on that over the past couple of days. They've been talking about that. It's really starting to kick in where at 14 they cutting food stamps. So anybody in your house after that, that's money, straight money coming out of your pocket. And to keep any other benefits that you may have been getting, you got to go in and at least work 20 hours a week, or you got to volunteer somewhere. And it's a couple of other stipulations, but it's a lot of women right now. They've been talking about like 6 million or so people so far as of yet have lost those benefits. 6 million people. And you already know out of those 6 million people, you got to at least 5 million of them is fucking women. So come on, bro. It's about to get, I'm telling you, man, women are about to get, they're thirsty, hungry for a man now. They getting all nice. They changing their voice. They trying to talk all sweet and shit. Somebody says, wow, you should be enjoying your time with your child while she is still there. Not trying to push her out of your life. She's going to be starting college and you will wish you had spent time. No, she wishing no shit like that. That's a different woman. That's a different mindset right there. Said I was pushed out of the door when I turned 18 by my father and my mother, and I never returned back to them. They were cold-blooded people who I departed myself from after they put me through. After all they put me through, that's enough info. I forgive them. But with this woman, she's a greedy, misfit mother, and it shows. And as you said earlier, she should be grateful to have some time with her daughter, all that good stuff. Anyway, man, some people are different. Some parents are different. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go this particular route, you've been better off teaching her how to be a wife. Which women are, you can tell she's not wife material. So she can't teach her daughter something that she's never learned herself. Yeah. Somebody says no rent out on your ass seems harsh, but without knowing the full situation, who knows? Yeah, because somebody did say, because she could be a fucked up little demon. She could be a little fucking demon. This chick says, I graduated 2 years early and my parents kicked me out. I used fake ID to secure an apartment and work full time. It is unforgivable to be this kind of parent. Well, that's America. You know what I'm saying? Because, you've been taught to be an American. America is not a normal place, man, for no one. Not the children, the young adults, and elderly. This place is wicked as hell, and it'll butcher you, man. It'll butcher you. Again, and they claim to be Christians. They claim to be a Christian nation, but if they were going by the scriptures, none of this would be like that. These women would be in order. They would be in place. Men would actually own land. Everything wouldn't be all hoarded up like how Esau hoards up everything, because when it comes to the 12 tribes of Israel, the Lord gave everybody their land. He gave all 12 tribes their lot. And it was a system, it was a welfare system where you didn't glean all the things out of the field in case somebody fell on their luck, so to speak, or they were poor. They can go into the fields and they can pick stuff. Here you go now, you got to go to a fucking supermarket and get some GMO shit from Esau. Everybody had a spot where they had a stream of water, fresh water. They had a place to water the cattle. Plant all kinds of things to eat. But Esau, he gave you supermarkets. Because back in the ancient days, shit, there was plenty for a woman to do. Now women got all kinds of time to sit they funky asses on social media taking pictures all goddamn day and don't know nothing about nothing, and simps is just going to work and working for these motherfuckers, man. So now you're living in a day and time with it. Well, I mean, it's overall the shit is just coming to a head. It's really just at a point where this shit is about to end, and all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for it, man. So we're going back into a time, the Lord is switching things back to its normal course, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. Somebody says she isn't a mother, she's trash. Somebody, I personally thank God you're not my mother. I'm 68. Wow. I didn't even do that to my grandsons when they graduated and moved in. They did get summer jobs. One went to college. All that good stuff. Everybody different. But overall, Esau's way of life is just fucked up. And no one in these comment boards are looking to it that far. They won't go to the source of things. They kind of just looking on the surface of things. When you go into the source, it's going to all fall back on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man in his kingdom. That's him. He's a fuck up. And you have him to thank for this fucked upness for you women. These positions that you women are in, man. He fucked you up. He fucked you over. And it is what it is. So I'm going to end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and the Bible Ball.